One of the best pieces of smart tech you could buy is a smart thermostat. Not just for the convenience of controlling it through your phone or home assistant, but also the cost savings and important data that comes with it. There are many to choose from, but one of the most popular brands is Ecobee and their smart thermostats. So I took my own money and bought myself the Ecobee Smart Thermostat Premium. So in this video, you will see how to replace an old thermostat and even learn about an installation mistake that cost me a blown fuse. You're gonna get a breakdown of all of its features and then my overall opinion on if it's worth the $250 price tag. Let's get into it. Starting off with the unboxing, it has this really cool recyclable packaging and shows this awesome photo of a river in British Columbia. When opening the box, we agree with this included smart room sensor that will help regulate temperature of the room you're in. And then you also get the thermostat itself. And right off the bat, the quality of this thermostat feels really premium and it has this beautiful glass face and this metal body that is made from zinc. Underneath the thermostat, we then have some paperwork for directions and labels for the wires. And then under that, we have the thermostat mounting plate with labels and a balance. Then we also get this power extender kit, which we won't be needed in our specific setup, but it's nice to have if you don't have a common wire in your setup. We also get two mounting stands for our smart sensor, one that mounts to the wall and another that acts as a stand. And of course, it also comes with the screws and dry hole wall anchors. And then lastly, hidden under all the packaging is the trim plate. That's optional to use if you need to cover up some holes. They pretty much give you everything you could possibly need for this setup. Great job, Ecobee. To start the installation, I first downloaded the Ecobee app, then I set up an Ecobee account. Then from there, I set up my home and then chose the thermostat as the device I want to set up. Then I chose not installed yet. From there, I scanned the QR code to get the on-screen directions where it says the tools I needed was a drill with a 3/16 bit and a screwdriver. Then it said before the actual installation starts, I needed to turn off the HVAC system. Now here, guys, is where I actually messed up. And when at the end of my installation, my thermostat did not work. So pay attention, because there's an additional switch that needed to be turned off that the directions did not tell me to do. Now, I don't know if this is in all homes, but there's a second switch in my home that says FAU. I had no idea what this stood for until later, but this stands for forced air unit and it's something you would definitely want off before installation. If you don't do this, then you're gonna do what I did and cross wires during installation and you will see a spark, which signifies you just blew a fuse. I had to replace the fuse on my furnace to get things working again, but just make sure there's no power going to the thermostat so you could avoid this mistake from happening. After that is off, the first step was to remove the old thermostat. I was using a Honeywell Pro thermostat before and simply just popped it off the wall. From there, I took a photo of the current wiring so I can remember the setup if needed for later. The app then guided me by asking if my current thermostat has certain labels to confirm its compatibility. You could also go to the website and do this all beforehand so you don't waste your time and money. And then asked if I had two sets of terminal wires for the heat pump and conventional. For me, I just had one set. So then it asked me to choose the name of wires I have. Once selected, it asked me to take the provided labels and attach them to the wires. And after labeling, I disconnected the wires using pliers so I didn't have to use my hands and unscrewed the mounting plate from the wall. Now that the old thermostat is removed, this is where I would add the trim plate, but I didn't have a lot of holes to cover up and I liked how it looked without it, so I skipped that part and just inserted the back plate. To do this, I needed to drill new holes so I could use the provided anchors and screws. There was also a balance on the back plate to ensure I had it leveled when installing. Next, I took the labeled wires and connected them to their corresponding terminal. I pushed down the terminal lever here to securely put them in place. Then after wiring, I pushed the excess wiring into the wall and then snapped on the Ecobee thermostat. Then the last step is just to turn back on the HVAC and in my case, also the forced air unit, and the screen will power on and prompt the next steps. It then confirmed the wires I had connected and then asked me if I had any other accessories. It also asked what kind of heating I had, so I put furnace. It then asked how I want to control my fan and then name my thermostat. Then after that, it asked to connect the smart sensor, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Then it asked me to connect to the Wi-Fi using my phone or iPad or connect them directly. I did it through my phone by connecting it to the thermostat. It's also prompted the thermostat to connect to my HomeKit app, which made setup super easy and seamless. It then asked me to choose the current setting and then the temperature for winter and summer. Then I was able to set up my country and time zone and then finally registering my device. And then finally it asked me to fill in my home type, square footage, floors, and number of bedrooms, and then we were done. The whole setup took, excluding the error I made, was probably around 60 to 90 minutes, but If this is not your first time, it can be done much quicker. And real quick, before we continue, if you are already finding value in this video, or maybe I saved you from a blown fuse or getting electrocuted, then hit that subscribe button so you know when more smart home videos and installations come out. Now, to add the sensor, you simply go into the Ecobee app and then hit the plus sign at the top right, hit add new device, then choose room sensor, then choose the version of the sensor you have. I have the smart sensor that comes included with the premium thermostat, but you could also purchase these separately. Then we just scan the QR code attached to the sensor, then pull the tab to activate the connection. The app will then find the sensor. From there, I just named the sensor. This one is going in my bedroom. Then it asks what comfort setting I wanted this to be part of. I'll show you why this is important in a second. The app then says you will want to place a sensor 2 to 60 feet away on a table, or at least 4 feet high and away from windows, drafts, or vents so it can give the most accurate readings. And then if you're going to put this on a wall, it says then you will want to put it at least 5 feet high and again away from vents or windows. Then that is it for the connection. You will then see the sensor in the app under sensors. I personally decided to put my sensor on the wall since I didn't have anything at least 4 feet high to put it on. It was pretty easy. I just took off the sticker on the back and then placed it on the wall around 5.5 feet and then pushed down for about 30 seconds. Then I took the sensor and you can see this hole in the bottom where the mount will click into. Once it's in, it shouldn't fall. Now heading back to the Ecobee app, we will now see 2 sensors, one coming from the actual thermostat and the other coming from the room sensor. If I click into the sensors, I get some unique settings like smart home and away that allows the sensors to know if I am home or away at that time. And then also we get the follow me setting. This detects which rooms have occupants and adjusts the temperature based on what room you are in. Meaning if I had one in my room, living room, and office, it will make sure when somebody is in that room that the temperature will adjust based on that room's temperature. And then if you click into the sensors, you will see what comfort settings it participates in. So for example, since my sensor is in my room, I have this as the only sensor participating in my sleep comfort setting. Doing this makes the thermostat use my room's temperature instead of what the thermostat itself is picking up. Therefore, I can get a more accurate temperature reading instead of it being off by a few degrees because the hallway may be a different temperature. Now let's review the settings and features of this thermostat. You have this beautiful home screen that shows the current temperature, humidity, air quality, and what scheduled setting it is on. To simply change the temperature, you just tap on it and then either adjust the temperature using the dial or swiping on the screen. To change the modes, you just hit the symbol at the top indicating either cooling or heat to get the modes. You can also hit the air quality status to bring up the sensor and check the volatile organic compounds and carbon dioxide levels. Then on the top left of the menu, it will show you the weather outside for the day and next couple days. And then what is really unique is this device is currently one of the only devices that has a built-in Siri. So I activate Siri from the thermostat like I would a HomePod.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature in the room right now?
It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit in 3rd floor hallway.
Honestly, I haven't found myself using it as I don't really make many commands in the upstairs hallway. Then the 3 horizontal lines will pull up the main menu settings. Here you can also change the mode and the preset comfort setting. These are either home, away, or sleep. These settings can be either customized here or on the app, so you could choose the temperature range you want to stay in during those modes. These comfort modes are going to be important when we get to the scheduled times. Here you can also see what equipment is running, the air quality, and you could also choose if you want the fan on auto or on, and then also the runtime per hour. And then the mic symbol allows you to turn on and off Siri and adjust the volume. Then if you hit this little cog symbol, you will get a ton more settings to customize. Here you get Eco Plus, where you can enable and disable it, or choose smart home and away, so when you are not home, the thermostat will know this. And then the savings preference, where the system will automatically try to reduce costs and use the heater or AC at low peak times. This is definitely a plus if you have a high bill, and can also be the reason you want to buy a smart thermostat. You also get to see your sensors connected in smart settings. Then you also get scheduled comfort settings to make your home comfortable at all times of the day. You can change it on a daily basis. For example, I have my sleep comfort setting going from 9 p.m. to 6:30 a.m., then switches to my home comfort setting. Then you will have your specific comfort settings and even a vacation setting, so the thermostat knows you are not going to be home during those days. You could also set up reminders and alerts for things like HVAC maintenance and furnace filter changes, or alerts for when the temperature gets below or above a certain degree. Then you have the preferences to adjust between Fahrenheit and Celsius. and the max and low limits for heating and cooling. You could also change the device name, text size, and screen brightness. There's also a hold action settings to determine how long a one-off change to the thermostat will last, and then smart heating and cooling that will preheat or cool to get the desired temperature at the time you set it for. And then under the settings tab, this is where you set up the device microphone, adjust speaker volume, adjust date, time, check the Wi-Fi, set up HomeKit or Alexa, review installation settings, toggle air quality sensor on and off, and add a security code to protect specific Ecobee features, and then also the reset button. Then we also get Ecobee Pro, which is used for HVAC providers to remotely control and monitor thermostats through their Ecobee Pro account. This is usually used for buildings. And then lastly, there's an about page for your thermostat and specific details. This thermostat also acts as a motion and occupant sensor, meaning it can know when somebody walks by or is in the room. These sensors are also used for that follow me feature in the Ecobee app. The thermostat also has a speaker, so it can be used to airplay music. Now, this isn't the greatest speaker, so I highly doubt you'd be playing music from here. Honestly, it just kind of feels like it was thrown in. And all these settings and adjustments can also be accessed through the Ecobee app, which is very convenient. However, the app does have a very important feature, which is in the report section of the app. Here you can see the runtime, temperature, and humidity on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So then you can see if these numbers have increased or decreased, or even know what time of the day is running the most energy, and use this data to understand your energy bill and find ways to save. And then under the savings section, you can see how you are doing it and compared to other Ecobee users in your state or province to encourage you to use more of their Eco Plus features. And then when we go into Apple's Home app, you could also adjust the modes and temperature, and you could add automations where you can use other smart devices to activate your thermostat, like maybe a door or window sensor. And then to get your smart sensors in the Home app to be separate from the room your thermostat is in, you will want to go to accessories under the thermostat and go to sensors located in the other room. Then click the room and change the room these sensors should be located under. So when you go back, you will see those have now been separated. Let's get into my final thoughts of this thermostat. I've been using this thermostat for over a month now, and I have some good things and some bad things to say about it. First, aesthetically, it looks amazing, way better than the Honeywell Pro Series thermostat that was on there before. As for the function and execution of the thermostat, it is a significant upgrade from any non-smart thermostat I've used in the past, simply by being able to control it in the Home app or Ecobee app. That convenience is unbeatable, especially because my thermostat is on the 3rd floor and I'm mostly on the 1st and 2nd floor. And it's also an upgrade from the smart thermostat of the Honeywell one I had before. The Honeywell Pro Series did connect to HomeKit as well, but it just wasn't reliable, and I just felt like the schedules wouldn't work all the time. But the Ecobee thermostat scheduling has been very reliable, where I find myself never having to manually change the temperature. I also really like the reporting data from the Ecobee app. This is great information to know so I can understand why my energy bill is the way it is and tell my wife to not always have it on. Also, having the air quality sensor and display on the thermostat is a nice touch, especially because mine is next to our bedrooms, so we can quality control if needed. As for the smart sensor, it is great to have in certain areas of the home that are warmer than others. For instance, heat usually travels up, so our 3rd floor is usually a little bit warmer than the rest of the house, which is why having a sensor in our room is key so we can get the most accurate temperature control for when we sleep. And I actually feel like this works really well in comparison before I had a smart sensor in the room. But now this is also where the cons start to come in, because if the rooms you want to put the smart sensor in are greater than 45 feet away from the thermostat, then it will either not work or not be accurate because it has a 45-foot range from the thermostat. And these sensors don't act like a mesh network, so they don't talk to each other to extend the range. So you actually need to buy an additional thermostat to install that is closer to the other zones of your house. And the other con with these sensors are the Eco Plus features that comes with it. So you have a home in a way that will turn off thermostat when it thinks you're not home. But if you only have one smart sensor like me, then when I'm in the other floors of my house that don't have a sensor for a longer period of time, it would think I'm away from home because it can't detect that I'm present still. Therefore, I have found times when the thermostat will turn off my comfort setting and start to get warmer than I would like. If I wanted to continue using this feature, I would need to buy more sensors to even have this work. But unfortunately, again, even if I do that, they would have to be more than 45 feet away, so they won't work, and I'll have to buy an extra thermostat. This also means the follow me feature of these smart sensors doesn't work either unless I have sensors everywhere, and these sensors have to be Ecobee sensors. Other third-party sensors won't work with the thermostat. but they will work in the Home app. So fortunately, you can use the Home app to try and mimic some of these features yourself. Honestly, if the thermostat would just use geofencing to use me and my family's phone locations to know when we are away and not there, then that would be the best. So Ecobee, if you're watching, please get geofencing feature on your thermostat, or maybe extend the range of your sensors to use a mesh network. Also, I tried using the motion and occupant sensors from both the thermostat and smart sensor in home automations to like trigger lights, but unfortunately in all my tests, they would not work, and this is very disappointing. Now, don't get me wrong, the main functions of this thermostat work very, very well, but it's the premium features that don't really do much unless you invest significantly more money into their ecosystem. Now, I would still highly recommend the Ecobee thermostats, but would recommend you go with the less expensive options they offer because they look just as great, but only come with the necessary features that you will actually use. I would only recommend the premium for anyone that has HVAC accessories like a humidifier or air purifier, or for anyone interested in getting the Ecobee security system, then you will actually need to get the premium one. But if you don't have those things, then the only things you will miss out on are the air quality monitor, built-in Siri, which depending on your thermostat's location, you may never use, and also the ability to play music on a really bad speaker. So in the end, is the $250 price tag worth it? Well, if you need those premium features, then yes, it will be worth it because compared to its main competitor, Nest, it is slightly cheaper and does the same thing. And just like the Nest Smart Thermostat, it also comes with an additional smart sensor. But if you don't need any of those premium features, like I mentioned, then no, I definitely don't think it's worth it. And it is much better to get the less expensive versions, which is priced right for the features you get. And you can buy the sensors separately, or if you already have third-party sensors, you can use them to create similar automations in the Home app. If you guys are interested in picking up one of Ecobee's thermostats, then you could click the links in the description below. And if you want to see more smart home video and automations, then hit the subscribe button so you know when those videos come out. You could also hit the smart home playlist on the screen to watch my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.